Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today, as you can tell by the title of the video, we are talking about shotgunning with submarines in today's world of warships. And before I get going much further, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like and leaving a comment down below to appease our algorithm overlords, I would much appreciate it. Appeasing the algorithm is one thing that you must do in order for your videos to, well, just get sent out to the people that already subscribe to your channel. Who knew that you had to, jump through all these extra hoops to do that? But if you guys wouldn't mind doing that, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so shotgunning with submarines. What is shotgunning? Well, shotgunning is a method that involves you basically getting as close as you possibly can to the target with your submarine, dumping all your torpedoes at them at once, the unguided ones, so they do more alpha, and you ideally death strike them before they have a chance to do anything. Then you go back underwater before the enemy team has anything to say about that. And it's something that was brought up when submarines were first introduced, and of course when they went live, of course, that was one of the chief complaints about submarines from the community, and Wargaming said that shotgunning, quote-unquote, is not a problem, or shotgunning is not a problem, something like that. So today what we're going to do is take the two submarines that I have out, the I-56 and the S-189, and try to get some shotgunning done and see how easy or hard it is to do that. And I'm going to roll some highlights of the past 2 to 3 hours that I've been playing to show you guys how easy or hard it is, and then I'll come back with a little roundup of my closing thoughts on that. I will say this at the beginning: I do think it's funny that the method that is most like the actual method used in World War II is one of the biggest complaints that players have about submarines. Like, everyone complains about the homing torpedo, which is understandable, of course, because only the Germans really had homing torpedoes, and those are like super late war anyway. But then the method that involves the submarine getting a few kilometers away from the target ship, going to periscope depth, and launching dummy guided torpedoes is one of the biggest complaints about submarines, when in real life they would get a few kilometers away from the target, go to periscope depth, and launch a few dummy torpedoes at the target, and then submerge and run away. I just think that's funny. The mast is in a pretty not great position for himself. Just gonna keep this smoking between myself and that Fletcher. Oh, no, never mind. Hello. Do a little flexing on the Fletcher. Well, I didn't even have time to get close to anything in that game, except for the Fletcher, which we just shot. Let's see how this goes. At 2.6 kilometers, I'm getting detected. Oh, he has Hydra up. Ah. Hello. Ah, those aren't gonna arm. Tragic, 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 tragic. No, ain't this just awkward, sir? He can't keep up with me going in reverse too. Yeah, no. Alright, we are now trying the SS-189. This is the only other submarine that I have. I got it in the Santa containers. It's a bit more stealthy, 5.5 kilometer detect, but the torpedoes aren't as punchy as the I-56, and they take a minute to reload instead of 30 seconds. And it has way less health too, only 14,000 instead of 20,000. It's a much smaller submarine overall, but it does have a 4-minute dive time. Nope, he's kind of going straight. Make up your mind so I can launch my torps. That's all of them. Alright. Let's dip. And I think all 4 are going to hit. Yep. That did a grand total of 34,000. That's not bad. Alright, let's give them the butt torpedoes. Now, the thing is, we are faster than the Massachusetts by, like, 2 knots. So, I guess we could run them down, but, like, a 2-knot speed advantage isn't that much. Let's try some of these. That spread, though, all those were launched in the exact same heading. I think these 2 are going to tap the stern pretty nicely. Bonk. Alright, well, the Odin is coming toward us, so that's much easier to deal with. What's he doing? Is he turning out? That might be a dead Odin there because he has terrible torque protection. I think that's a dead Odin. Oh, he's smart. He has Hydro up. Ah, but it's still a dead Odin. If I surface right now, I'm just going to get spotted by the fighters. So the unfortunate thing is we're going to burn a bunch of our dive time trying to get out from under these fighters. So is Shores anywhere nearby? Oh, no, Shores is behind us. He is, in fact, running us down. Okay, Shores. We're going to do something fast here. Yep. Ah, well, crap. I'm gonna have no idea where the Shores is at when I surface. Oh, he's, I think, right on top of us. Hello? Hello! This is a little awkward, isn't it, fellas? Yep. Alright, so I mean, we got an Odin out of that. The Shores was a smart fella. If the Shores had, like, gone around here, and then, like, I thought he was going to go back up this way, but no, he came back around here to hunt me, so good on him. Oh. What's really funny is that we can't see each other underwater because neither of our submarine surveillance consumables are off of cooldown yet, and they disabled submarine proximity spotting underwater. Let's see, is the Salmon back up? Yes, he is. Had to waste 3 of my damage cons to... Oh, whoa, okay. To get rid of this guy's homing. I think the thing is, it doesn't detect me on the surface, so if we get on the surface while he's underwater, he can't see us. Woo. I've been playing the thrilling game of dodge the torpedo for the past several minutes. I mean, I'm keeping their sub distracted, so I'm doing that. Alright, just come here, bud. We're gonna solve this. I have no idea where he's at, by the way. Hello! Hi, Gronigan. Okay.
Торпеды прямо по курсу. Неполадки устранены.
Might be a dead Gronigan there. Nope, I don't have... Torpedoes didn't have the oomph. Oh, but the flooding did. Okay. We are alive for the time being. Oh my god. Somebody, please. You can just screw off with that. I'm having to like do finger gymnastics in order to activate my damage con and to surface and dive and where's he at? Where'd the Grozovoy go? Oh, there. Oh my god, that was so for 9,000 damage. All of that. Jeez. Will he maneuver at all? Because I've straight up been spotted by him. Oh, come on. Why right before my torpedoes get there, he gets Vide checked? He's not even healing. Yeah, we're going to get the kill, but it's only going to be like 6,000 damage. Alright, Comrade Lennon's around the corner here. This should go off fairly easily, methinks. Hello, Lennon. Nice ASW planes you got there. Alright, that worked. This is gonna hurt though. Ow, ow, ow. That there went half my health. Oh, lol, what? Oh, Perth had his hydro up. Oh, still hit the Arizona. That's funny. Hello, Mr. Perth. How are you doing today, sir? Okay. We are still alive somehow. We might just be able to get this Arizona too. And then we're just gonna skedaddle on out of here. Nope, those are gonna miss, unfortunately. Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, they are. Okay, we're alive. Now we're not. Alright, so after that, it isn't as easy as it once was. I will say that. When Submarines first got, like, fully released, I remember I was playing the I-56, and I did this regularly in the I-56, and it wasn't too much of a hassle, but I think what's happened now is that the player base is kind of caught up with Submarines now that they're in full release, and everyone can get their hands on them. And people know what to look out for generally a bit more and know how dangerous submarines are, and they know that they have to keep on top of them and keep them pinned down. Otherwise, if you let them run amok, then obviously they're just going to have free reign of your team. Now, like you guys saw too, in most of those clips, the shotgunning attempts ended quite abruptly. Yeah, again, players have figured out how to use their ASW more efficiently. They know now that you can't let a submarine go once you have it. And I mean, I spent like 12 minutes in that one S-189 game just being gatekeeped by their Salmon because he just kept pacing with me and was determined to sink me. I did manage to, of course, get a, shall we say, a favorable trade out of that situation, but still. And the only time it really worked well multiple times in a match when I was top tier in the I-56 and the enemy team just kind of didn't really do anything to me. I mean, when I was spotted, they would throw a couple of depth charge planes my way, but no one sailed over me with hydro or sailed in my direction to deal with me that much. And I did catch, of course, most of the targets that I ambushed pretty much completely by surprise, or they were just completely ignoring me one way or the other. It's kind of like with the Paulo Amelia. If you guys have seen me play that ship on stream, Paulo is hilarious when it works because it's just torpedo rushing. It's essentially this, but with a surface ship. You use your exhaust smoke and you go 60-something knots, 50-something knots, and then you pop up 2 kilometers away from the enemy ship, dump your torpedoes, laugh and run away. But Paulo is terribly effective when the enemy ships are actually paying attention. It's the same thing here, and I think today more people are paying attention to submarines than they were when they first got released. I know a lot of players, they just don't want to hear anything about them, and they kind of stick their head in the ground and say, no, I don't want to hear anything about them. Those are the players that I find are most confused and upset when they get sunk by submarines, even though their situation was entirely avoidable if they were paying attention or knew the mechanics behind submarines and knew how to deal with them. I mean, you can go look back at the video that I made shortly after submarines were released. I made a guide on how to counter submarines in the most basic, simple terms. And there's comments in that video full of people saying, how dare I talk about submarines or anything like that, when I'm trying to help players counter them. So if you have that type of mentality and you just ignore them, and to be clear, and I've said this I don't know how many times about submarines, I don't think they should be in the game. I don't think they fit that well, but you need to learn the mechanics if you want to be able to deal with them and not have an even more miserable experience. That's my take on submarines. So, is it a problem? If you are not paying attention If you are completely just ignoring the minimap, ignoring the last time the submarine was spotted, ignoring that you're being detected despite nothing being spotted around you, just like with torpedo boats, yes, it can be a problem. But if you're paying attention and having good situational and map awareness, it's really hard for them to pull off. But yes, it is devastating when it happens. And I'm sure there's clips of, super unicorns and stuff out there doing this quite easily. But again, those are super unicorns. Those guys can do like pretty much anything. They can make any tactic in the game work if they really want to. That's how good those guys are. And yes, again, I'm sure there's some really good submarine commanders out there that can make this work very well. But my experience with getting shotgunned is that it hasn't happened a lot to me. More often than not, most players just stick with the homing torpedoes, and that's it. So, I think I've been shotgunned maybe a handful of times, and my thing is that if you're bold enough to get within like 3 kilometers of my ship with my ASW planes, and surface, launch your torpedo, because you have to be surfaced or at periscope depth to launch the non-homing torpedoes, which are the ones that are useful for shotgunning. So, if you're not at the surface, you can't do that. And when you're at periscope depth or at the surface, you can get shot by the guns on the ship. So, I'm more okay with that than some guy sitting 8 kilometers away from me just pinging me for 15 minutes. That's my personal take on that. That's my 2 cents. My 2 cents on this subject. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm sure it'll be a very interesting comment section. And if you guys wouldn't mind, I will be live streaming tonight on the channel and on Twitch, so come out to the YouTube channel Twitch to check that out if you would like to see some live gameplay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.